You can keep your thoughts on 08459 570057. You can text us as well. 81333 is the text line. Let's talk to Mary in Red Hill about this. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Are you influenced by price at all?
To a certain extent, yes, because I'm on a unrestricted budget. But I do the egg situation specifically. There is a certain store. Am I allowed to name it?
Don't name the specific store.
Right, it's a specific chain store.
Yeah.
Which has 15 free-range eggs in their basics range, and at the moment they're only £2. They're normally £2.50, and they are fantastic eggs.
Well, there you go. So you can get free range quite cheaply.
They are fresh. They stand up in. You know, when you break an egg into the pan, if it spreads, it's not fresh. If it holds up with a white round in a nice puffy, that makes it fresh. Means it's fresh.
They do taste differently as well.
And they taste different. And I had a boiled one this morning. They're all different sizes. This is the thing.
Do you generally think about the ethics of how food is produced, though, when you buy stuff?
Yeah, I do. I feel very guilty when I'm buying stuff that isn't free range, and I try and buy chickens that I can't afford free range chickens, except maybe at the weekend when we might flash out and get one from the butchers.
Great point that came in earlier, though, from Dawn, saying, well, let's make sure all animals are treated well and have the conditions, and then that will drive down the price.
It would. But the problem is that it's got to start somewhere. It's a vicious circle, because a lot of people don't think about it. It's not high on their list. They're just going for the cheapest. So while that's happening, it isn't the people who do the food aren't going to be able to. They're not going to change, are they?
I see the point you're making, Mary. Good to talk to you, and thank you very much for raising that point this afternoon. Let's talk to Mark Pearson about this. Now, it was his company that was behind this survey. Mark, good afternoon to you.
Hi.
And this is research that's been done by the UK's leading discount website. So obviously, people who are sort of looking at ways of saving money. What was the research you came up with?
Yeah, we always have money-making surveys on our money kind of question surveys on our website, kind of every week and every month. And this time around, we did it about free-range products, because we're all aware that they obviously cost more than the normal products, and the results were very, very interesting, and I didn't think free-range products were so popular. And what the results showing is 1 in 3 Britons are now buying only free-range produce when they can afford to financially. Now, if it's when I can afford to financially, what can be done to make it financially viable? What can be done to bring the price closer to that of the lower priced products? Because I think ethically, a lot of people are willing to sway towards the free-range products, so then they can see a difference and they feel better about it.
Well, absolutely. If there was a couple of pence involved, then I would imagine most people would go for the free-range option. But sometimes the price variation is quite significant.
Yeah, no, I've seen lots of articles and things in the past. You've got to obviously look at the basic product, and some of them are very, very basic, and sometimes you will give away quality to go so basic, but you get what you get. You get an egg, for example, but if you spend more, you'll probably get a better egg. But it's the unseen value. If it's got the free range badge on it, you obviously, there's a deeper meaning behind it. You understand it's ethical, it's been brought up, it's reared naturally, etc. You've got a nicer feeling about the product, and does it add quality? That's the other big question.
I have to say, I'm quite conscious now of where stuff comes through it from, but in the past, if I have been very short of money, I might have steered towards the very cheap basic ranges, which can be cheap because of the farming methods, but I've always felt so incredibly guilty if ever I've done that.
Yeah, it really does get down to, if you think about the egg that's on your plate, there is a guilt factor to know that you made that choice and you're potentially putting more chickens through a not very nice life, which it's difficult, but if it does boil down to the cost, I can fully understand. But the results were 1 in 3, and I think that's a lot, and I think I can imagine, and maybe we'll do more surveys in the future, that the trend is growing towards more and more people going towards free range, and actually it's the power of the people that speak.
Well, do you know, Mark, this is obviously an issue people feel quite strongly about, because we've had a lot of reaction already on this. I saw you quite recently on Secret Millionaire, and it was quite intriguing because I'd spoken to you prior to that on the phone.
Yep.
So it's very interesting seeing someone you've never met before, but you've kind of conjured up an image. You were a lot younger than I imagined.
Oh, really? Everyone said I had a baby face. TV's supposed to put on weight, but I think I got away with it. People thought I was 12.
And then what's interesting is actually you can see it from both perspectives, because you didn't grow up in a hugely privileged background, but you've made your millions, and so you can see it from both sides, when you've got lots of money and when you haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very, very fortunate and lucky to do what I've done. I've achieved what I've achieved, but it was really, really great for me to really find the gems of society, the diamonds essentially out there, working day and night, essentially more or less for free, some people I met, just to help society, to help people less fortunate than them in a worse situation, needing support. And that was so touching to me. It was a really, really good experience, and hopefully it raised awareness of a lot of taboo subjects. I mean, domestic violence and things like this, which was part of the program that I produced. I think it's one of them subjects which needs to be talked about and needs to be heard.
Do you know, I love that program as well, because so often you see the horrible headlines, and it's always people who've done nasty wrongdoings and been violent and unpleasant. And as you say, it's so nice to see that even in communities that are sometimes written off as problem communities, there are wonderful people doing amazing things.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the best thing, because wouldn't it be nice if we had a newspaper, I know it wouldn't sell many, but did all the good things, because obviously we all read the horrible headlines and things, because that's what sells newspapers. We know that's what makes news. But there's a lot of positive news out there as well. So yeah, the other side of the coin.
Mark, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this afternoon. Mark Pearson there. And a lot of your comments coming in on this one.